Hi everyone, it's Diane. I wanted to show you what I accomplished in my glue books and my collage book while I was on my little getaway. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I came home a day early, so I had one less day to play in them, but I did get a lot done. I work quickly. If you've watched me actually collage or glue book on my videos, you can see, I'm sure you know that I work pretty quickly, so I do a lot of pages in a short amount of time. But I want to show you what I did while I was away. This one is the scripture collage book. I'm going to save that for a separate video because you like it when I read the scriptures that I write in there and kind of talk about those scriptures in addition to showing you the collage. So we'll do this in a separate video. This book is, I consider this more a collage book than a glue book because I specifically try to plan out the page and try to do one page in one sitting instead of willy-nilly gluing stuff in and then coming back later on another day and gluing some more in and stuff. But I like to use my vintage ladies from my old catalogs and magazines in this book. But I realized when I got there, even after a couple of days, I thought that it's just too much I don't feel like thinking like that. I just want to glue. So I ended up only doing 2 pages in here. So I did that one. And I did this one. And that's all I did in this book. Oh, I stuck, this has been in here waiting for me to do something with it, but I stuck this one in here while I was away, but I never did anything with it. So that's it for that book. But I did have a lot of fun playing in this just willy-nilly glue book. Glue what you want. So a lot of these pages, I'm going to flip this. I got my strap right in front of the camera instead of behind it. There we go. You've seen some of these pages, so I'm just going to flip until I get to a new one or one that I added to. And I'm not going to talk about every little thing that I put. I just basically going to just show you and let you take your time and look. And I might talk about a little. And if you have any questions, you can ask. All of these are ones I've shown previously, whether you've seen them or not. On this page, I added this piece and this and this and this. So it had this large background piece and then this piece from a art journaling magazine. And I thought I had this Our White Lily face wash, and I thought that was perfect because her face is so white. So that's all I did to that page. On this page, if you saw the video where I was harvesting magazines, this was from an advertisement for, I forgot the kind of mayonnaise, but these leaves were decorating the border of the page, so I had said that I was going to cut those leaves out, so I thought it was perfect to just add the leaves there. Just that little element added in just adds a lot. This page needs something. It still needs more, and this page needs some more. I didn't do anything to that over the weekend or last week, and this needs more work also. Now here are the completely new pages. This is from a children's book, a vintage children's book. And this piece is from an art journaling magazine, I think. And it just seemed to fit well with this gate at the top of the steps. And then this could have been a window over the gate and another window over that. And you saw this nesting doll girl in a magazine when I was doing the harvest video. But I didn't harvest it out of that magazine. I had this already in my stash from a different magazine. I love this piece. I'm not sure what magazine that came out of, but I love it here on this page. So this is pretty much blue, and this is the seafoam green, and then this with the circles, it has both of those, the greens and the blues in it to help kind of mesh everything. Which I don't think about stuff like that usually when I'm gluing stuff in. I just know what my eye likes and I glue it in, and then as I'm reviewing it, I might notice things like that. There is a way of living that has a certain grace and beauty. This is an image from an old magazine, so advertising a slip. And then this border I had cut out of something a long time ago, and I finally used it. This girl was already glued down, the background and the girl, and I just added some of those leaves and rows that were cut out, and along with these two images. So that page might be done now. This is Wallpaper behind. We have a combination of a very modern art piece and a vintage sewing pattern illustration and a retro little metal globe bank. This page here is, I had glued that on as a background page from some magazine, and so this past week, the only thing I did was add this square. And I think the page is done. I think it's all it needs. It doesn't have to have a whole bunch of stuff glued on it. I wanted some of the green background page. It's like an index from a atlas. But I love the green color, and it really matches the green color of this piece that I glued in. So it looks like it all belongs together, but I wanted to leave some of that green showing. So we've got the black and white from this and the black and white ladies, and then the color interspersed. This is one of my favorite pages. Here's a map page, and this pair of gentlemen that I cut from an old appointment book that I had. Added some colorful pieces in her colorful dress. Looks like she's about to pluck his hat off his head. So that was a fun page and one of my favorites. This one was just glue down a bunch of stuff. If it pleases my eye, I'm gluing it down. This one was already done. This one I'm not very fond of the collage itself, but this is an apron that I had cut out of one of the Somerset magazines just because I love the apron. It's got the shabby chic look, it's got the turquoise and the pink, and it's patchworked together. It's everything that I love, and I wanted to keep that image. It's like a waitress's apron. There's a pencil and a napkin tucked into the pocket there. So I had to glue that on there, and it pretty much takes up the whole page. I didn't want to cover it, and I just added these elements. And I think I'm going to be done with it because it's basically just for that apron. This is a nice page. I like this page. It's probably done. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements glued down. And this is also a fun page. Bright colors. Love the flamingos. These two pieces I tore right down there, but instead of gluing them right together, I separated them because I didn't want to cover up this flamingo's neck. And this was, I don't think they came from the same book. I might be wrong, but I don't think they did. And this was cut right here. So there must have been words or something here, so I had cut it here, and I needed to fill in that space. This was from an art journal page, art journal magazine, and when I went to audition it to see if I liked it there, it seemed to, this is a stem of a flower, and it seemed to just blend right into the neck of the flamingo, so I left that there. These pages were already done previously. Here's a new one. These ladies are out of vintage magazines, and everything else is pretty new. This is a vintage bird book page it's a page in the glue book, and I didn't want to cover the bird, but I did add this little crown made out of matchbook matches. This was from art journaling page where someone had drawn primitive figure and put this on as the crown. So I just cut it off that and added it to the bird. Sorry about the glare, but most of these pages are glossy. This was one I just harvested from one of those home decor magazines. And I added a little tab on this page. This is the primitive face that was under that matchbook crown, and I put that on top of this brush stroke sketch model. This page is not done. I want to put something over these shopping bags that they're carrying, and I don't know what else I'll do, but I just wanted to stick that face on there. This is from a vintage magazine. I don't think this page is done yet. This page is not done yet. Here's another of those brush stroke models that came off that other page. Just added her there. It's pretty busy with pastel flowers and things, and I just wanted this simple black and white image there. And she's pretty simple too, this pencil drawing. I think this page is done. I love the colors. I love this image from an art journal magazine. There are diagonal lines here, and this had a very straight line at the bottom of this image. This came from a knitting or crocheting book. So I lined her up with the diagonal lines there. It's a little off balance, but I like it. Here's another page that I did on wallpaper. So there's a light bulb in between his antlers, and then I was looking for words to put up there, and I thought, well, he's got a light bulb there, so he must have just had a genius idea. This page was previously done. So was this one. Thinking about putting this vintage piece right here, but I'm not sure what I'll do. It's a Renoir Painting, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cover that, or I don't know. I just put this here because I like the colors with this. This is very simple. It's just the background piece and then this large piece. It's all that's done so far. And you saw me harvest this door and welcome mat, and I need to do a little collaging on top of it. Want to cover up that part of the chair that's there and this little blob of paint. It was the color of the door. I think that's it till the very end. I did these two pages at the end of the book. I think this one is done, but I'm not sure about this one. So that was quite a bit that I got done in that book, and it's just starting to get thicker. The other glue book I did, it just got really heavy and huge, but it had a lot more pages than this one. So I think the first signature is pretty much all done. I might add a little bit, but it's pretty much all done. There's a lot to add to these, so by the time they're done, this book will hopefully be about like that. Something like that. It's really fun to watch it grow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspires you to get out your glue stick and a magazine and rip it up and start gluing. Have a creative day. Bye-bye.